Okay, this is the final build of my Stalactite Fortress in No Man's Sky. I actually just did some little tweaks to the spiral staircase. So if I repeat myself, I apologize if anybody else has watched this before. It just looks better. So this is all built on the ceiling of a giant cave, hence the name Stalactite Fortress. And it's overlooking this settlement. And if you're not familiar with the game, you can find these little shacks, run these quests, and next thing you know, you've got this village to manage. This is my little toy. Wanted to build something to play with the exocraft with, so you launch down a ramp, go through a couple teleporters, and shoot out the other side, where you can kind of travel the map. So I built this little garage here. You can drive your exocraft up in it. There's a combination lock. You drive your exocraft up there and it teleports you into a little garage up top. I quickly realized there's no remotes in the game, but I quickly realized you could shoot the buttons to enter the combination. It's really the only access to the interior of the base. My nephew said that, well, you could always take jetpacks up that cliff face, and so I built those waterfalls. For visual reasons, because I think it looks cool. But also my logic was, if you try to fly through the jetpacks, it's just going to smash you to the rocks. I built the 3 buildings up top. One is a tower in the center, and 2 house barracks. They've all got little miniguns on them. Then I've got those turrets to fire anything out of the sky. Those are what I call laser gates. There was another big cave mouth, and I thought that would be like a good supply area for trucks to come in and out, and I put those laser gates for defensive purposes. You can see the hoops you jump through with the toy. And I've got, this is an overview of the settlement and like the little roads I built. The camera does little odd things going in and out of buildings, as you can see. The controls for the exocraft are also a little wonky. You can really turn on a dime with the thing, but it can get kind of hitched up on things in an odd way. But the game's got its quirks. It's got a development team of like 40 people, so all of those of us who play it, and I've played it for 7 years, we forgive the little quirks. This is what I call my peasant steps. It's the only manned access to my base, so if you want to bring me mail or taxes and you don't have my combination lock to actually enter my teleporters, you gotta hoof it up 1,000,000 steps, walk across the suspension bridge, and that's the only physical way you can get in there. Then I have another little suspension bridge there that gets to another area of my base. I've got a mining refinery and whatnot. And in the glass building is my teleporter. There's another combination that you have to enter to actually, it takes you directly into my base. For the purposes of the tour, I'm going to walk up the peasant steps, the spiral staircase from hell. I think it would be cool if they added the ability to have things fire and launch and whatnot, but they do not have that. So I built my lasers here firing this drone out of the sky. You can definitely tell what it is. I just wish you could actively have it like shoot. It'd be really cool. But that's not a thing. Wish it was. look at the second turret on the other side of the cliff face, as well as the aforementioned laser gates. I thought it would be like a great truck route, because it's another huge opening in the cliff face, another entrance to the cave. And so with the big bridge, I figured you could take the Colossus in and out of it to bring supplies and whatnot. And then I built the laser gates to make it defendable. So a little outpost there has a weapons guy in it, and he can shut it off and on and let you in and out. And if you tried to fly in, it'd be cut to ribbons or anything trying to enter in. That's the logic for it. So I wanted to build a bathroom, and the game doesn't have stuff like showers or toilets or whatever. So I built my little shower with the bubbles there and the little knobs. And then I built my own makeshift toilet. My friend said it doesn't look like one. There it is. It's got the base, the basin, and the water cabinet. The whole thing is designed to remind you it is in a cave, so I built this roof structure over it. And then I actually, as you'll notice, sometimes there's like the rocks that come sort of through the walls. I wanted it to look like it was just very much part of the cave on the inside and the out. Here's my living room and kitchen.
Below the willow tree is where I hide the darkest parts of me. They're hiding underneath the broken lies that I just still believe. Below the willow tree is where I sit and hate on my enemies. I drown them in my dreams. I think it's me who needs some humility.
I put little bubbles in the sink as well, just for a little nod to realism. The game doesn't actually have a legitimate stove, so I took a furnace and I got flames underneath it. So it kind of looks like I'm burning the shit out of wherever's in that wok, but you know, it reflects real life. That's how I cook. I actually recorded this and wanted to show that there's a little vent fan over above it. I had to fiddle with the camera a little bit, but just for realism purposes. I mean, I am cooking the crap out of that. That's my actual refrigerator, and it actually has a nutrient processor in it, so I've actually got in-game food in it. I got alien milk and alien meat and whatnot.
I get hung up on my insecurities. Rose-colored dopamine. My soul feels like it could be make-believe. Below the willow tree, I search to find some sense of identity. This weeping willow tree sits in silence, sheds no tears. Can you feel the sun? But I can't see it. Can you feel the breeze? I don't, but I believe it. I don't feel safe when I'm not alone.
So rather than be exposed to the elements, I thought, going from the living room watching a movie, I built these glass pipes, and they actually take you to the bedrooms. And underneath it is another massive turret, and I'll show that a little bit later, but I figured you wouldn't want to be exposed to the cold and the elements, so I've got it all contained as opposed to having another suspension bridge to get to your bedroom. It would sort of suck to be out in the cold every time you wanted to go to bed. Built manned access to this turret here so you could get out and fix it. And there's a better view of it from the ground. I did 2 pivot points so it could swivel around and hit anything that was coming into the cave on the floor. You can actually see some creatures and stuff wandering around in here.
For sure, I'm lost to the world.
If you have codes, as mentioned earlier, this little glass, these glass rooms here, if you have the codes, you can actually poke them in and enter directly into the building without going up 1,000 steps. So me as proprietor of the building or owner of the building, I get to just teleport straight in and make myself at home. Actually made these man guns up here for my soldiers, shooting some various enemies from the game. Once again, I did the lasers. Once again, I wish you could actually make it fire. That would be really sweet. But this is like one of the androids from the game. He's taking a laser to the face. And there's these little jellyfish looking thing that actually sting you in the game over here. Inside is the barracks, as I mentioned. I've got places for everybody to sleep. Each one of them has their own TV and locker. There's a microwave and a little mini fridge here, or what I'm calling a mini fridge. The game sometimes takes you to take an imagination trip. But things are in pretty close proximity to what I feel like they look like, at any rate. There's little man guns. I've got 3 of them on each side to man all the angles of anything coming this way, and then the center one has a couple, and there's a giant tower that has an outlook at the top that you can see everything coming from miles around. There's actually a teleporter when you go inside. It takes you directly up to the top.
Faces to the wind. It'll get easier when you breathe it in. Fall gently, give in. Swallow in the air, rain on skin. Hurts will come undone. Shifting of you getting closer, my eyes wide open underneath.
I wanted to build the landing pad all the way down at the floor of the cave. The best it would let me do is kind of cut this little hole in the top of it to place it. I thought it would be really neat for it to land in a hole, and I was going to try to do proximity gates that if you took the ship close by, they would open. and then you could land at the base of the, closer to my base. But it has these little ring things, and the ship has to be able to detect it. I do a little quick flyby here, and you can kind of see the green rings, and it'll allow you to land. So that was great in theory, but I still left it as is because I still think it's kind of neat to land down in that little indent. This teleporter here, I mentioned there's a way to get across the base. Takes you back inside the garage, and there's 2 more teleporters that I didn't really go over that take you to various places around the base. But that's it. That's my Stalactite Fortress, all 6,000 plus pieces of it. I couldn't fit this under 3,000 to save my life, so I made a video because it can't be uploaded.